Welcome to the 2014 FIFA World Cup Hyundai Halftime. Here's your host, Bob Lee.
Portugal on the early 90 goal, leading the United States 1-0 in Manaus, the Amazonian rainforest. And welcome back to our Rio studios. Steve McMenamin, Alexi Lawless, Bob Lee. That's the scene about 2 miles down the beach at the fan zone. People can't move, and they're watching that game and watching the highlights. Let's check the Adidas first half highlights of a game in the jungle with Cristiano Ronaldo, the headline player. 5 minutes in, bad defensive clearance by Jeff Cameron. And that starts the sequence.
Yeah, this is just about concentration, and it happens. Not something the U.S. wants to see, and certainly not a way to start a half. Jeff Cameron just taking his eye off the ball. But I'll tell you what, Jeff Cameron came back and had a very good rest of the half, so he didn't let one mistake become 2 and 3.
Dempsey's free kick just over the top, Steve.
Yeah, it was very unlucky, actually. He bends it around the wall. There was lots of space there. It was just the height.
Nice deep ball in from Bradley. Clint Dempsey was making these runs, and this is where the U.S. is finding a lot of joy. Fabian Johnson coming up and down that right-hand side. Everybody's shooting from distance.
Jurgen Klinsmann, oh so close,
he says. It wasn't that close, Jurgen. It wasn't that close.
A water break. There's some discrepancy. Officials saying it's not an official water break, but it was called. And then Howard stops it there from Nani.
Yeah, they just need to close him down a little bit because the ball does move around. And great double save in the end by Tim Howard.
And so at the half, Portugal on top. 1-0 the United States, 0-14-1 when trailing at the World Cup. The exception in 2010 against Slovenia. Let's now welcome in Landon Donovan, taking in this game and helping us with his thoughts from Los Angeles. Quickly, your take on the U.S. in the first half.
Well, soccer is such a cruel game. If you had taken the goals out of the two games, these first two games, and just watched the games, you would say the U.S. should absolutely lose against Ghana, and they should not be losing this game, probably winning this game, but that's the way soccer goes. You got to take chances when they come. Credit to Nani for scoring the goal. I think they've done well, but this game I think is screaming out for a guy like Chris Wondolowski. The runs Dempsey's made in behind have been very effective. You have another guy who does that, and I think the U.S. can get a goal.
What would you make that change?
It's hard to know. I mean, you got to see how everyone's doing. Physically is a big deal. You got to see how guys are holding up. But I think a guy like Wando is prepared for a situation like this. And I think Clint's done a fantastic job up there by himself. Michael Bradley's back to himself. Fabian Johnson has been great getting down the right wing, excuse me. And I think you get another goal scorer in front of the goal, and the U.S. has a chance to score. They got to be careful now on the counter, as we saw at the end of the half. That's where Portugal's going to be very dangerous. But if you contain that, I think there's a good chance to score. All
right, Landon, we'll check back with you after the match. The United States trailing Portugal. As you've noted, they have had many opportunities. That one just over the top. The attempts on goal, so active was Dempsey, so frustrated. We're 45 minutes in.
The 2014 FIFA World Cup Hyundai Halftime is presented by Hyundai, official partner of the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Welcome back to the 2014 FIFA World Cup Hyundai Halftime.
Around the world, around the country, as the United States, knowing a win tonight would put the USA into the round of 16 from Chicago to forward operating base Lightning in Afghanistan, Kansas City, and Madison Square Park in New York as well. Those moments when it was so close. We heard Landon Donovan, guys, say he would make a change. He talked about bringing in Chris Wondolowski. Already the United States with more shots in this game than they had against Ghana. All right, make a change, if not when, or not make a change.
Well, I mean, just because you're losing doesn't mean that it's broken. I actually think the team is playing very well. They gave up the goal, but that right side and even on the left side with Beasley bombing up and down, there's a lot of things that they can do with that type of space. Yes, you got to make a change, and yes, we judge coaches on the decisions that they make and how they impact the game, but I wouldn't do anything right now.
Yeah, it's plenty of time, isn't he, to make changes, Lexi? If it's 1-0 and there's 20 minutes left, then you can make a change and take a midfielder off and go for it. But they don't need to do it yet. They're playing really well at the moment.
I wonder how much of the space the United States has right now is because Portugal laying back a little bit up 1-0.
And Cristiano's not necessarily staying over there on the left-hand side, so there's a lot of room.
They have to exploit where Cristiano doesn't defend.
Portugal, though, -3 right now on goals. They need goals in the tie-break scenario. Back in a moment.
The 2014 FIFA World Cup Hyundai Halftime is presented by Hyundai, official partner of the 2014 FIFA World Cup.